Hi, welcome, welcome. I'm Kelly Pitts with createwithkelly.com, and I'm thrilled that you're here today to experience some of Kelly's creativity. We are going to be focusing on Stampin' Up's new products from the annual catalog called Frames and Flowers Specialty Designer Series paper. And it has been a ton of fun to play with. And if you haven't seen the videos I've been doing over the last couple of days, you'll want to check those out on my YouTube channel. All the replays are there and available. And what we're doing, I have made 30 cards, 30 different cards with just the 3 sheets of die cuts and 3 sheets of double-sided 12 by 12 designer series paper that comes with that kit. The special, well, it's not really called a kit, it's just called Specialty DSP, Frames and Flowers. So I'd love for you to join me today. What I'm trying to do is get through 4 different cards in an hour. They're fairly simple. And I have a class to go kit that's going to be available for $50. I'll do the extra die cutting and all that kind of stuff for you and include the cardstock. You'll also get a package of 40 envelopes and a whole roll of linen thread with your order to make all these cards. How fun is that? Anyway, I would like to ask you to put your name in the comments. Let me know who you are so I can answer your questions and address you properly while you're here. But you're welcome whether you're watching live on YouTube, live on Facebook, or you're watching a replay. I'm thrilled that you're here. I'll give you another, like a sneak peek of this card while we get going here. I'm going to show you the extra dies we're using, and all the supplies should be listed below the video in the description when you hit more, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube. So I'm using on a lot of the cards, almost every card uses one of these stylish shapes dies. And then almost every card uses one of these from the hybrid embossing folder called Thoughtful Moments. And that is it has a die and an embossing folder that work together. And you just lock this on the logo side. That's how you remember, lock on the logo side. And by logo side, I mean where the Stampin' Up logo is on the folder. It locks into place. You put your paper on it, close it up, run it through your die cutting machine like that. And the Frames and Flowers has a kit like this. It's all the die cuts. You can see I've punched them all out and then used up all the paper. So it's been lots of fun, and hope you will enjoy these cards today. But we're going to do 4, like I said, and I'll give you the measurements as we go along. But if you want to do the $50 class, I'll do a little project sheet PDF for you if you want that. So we'll get going here. I'm going to go ahead and make that big so y'all can see a little better. Yay. Looks like close to being straight there. All right, we start with and I've got some announcements at the end. Don't let me forget. I'll let you know that about Stampin' Up has a couple of specials coming up, or they're currently specials. 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4, and this is Petal Pink. And I usually just line it up with whichever one. Usually the cardstock could be like a little smidgen off. So you want to put the longest one on the front so that it doesn't show that they're not exactly even. Okay, but really get that good with your bone folder. Then we're going to take a piece of Pretty Peacock that is 4 by 5 1/4. And just glue that down. You can use your favorite liquid glue. You can use your Stampin' Seal, whatever floats your boat on that. And I just kind of, whoops, let me see if I want that side or this side. This side's the longer one. Okay. Maybe not. Okay, whoop. Let's kind of get situated here. Okay, so we have kind of an even border all the way around. And then we're going to take this wreath and I'm going to pop it up with Stampin' Dimensionals. Hope y'all are having a great day. It has been a busy weekend with all these projects and working on videos and everything to get this kit together for class to go, or if you want to get together and do them like at a stamp camp kind of a thing where we've got several people working on the same projects at the same time, that would be great. I am willing to do that if y'all are in the Lubbock area. And thanks again for tuning in. We're going to do 4 cards in an hour. That's the plan with the frames and flowers. If y'all just tuned in, I'm just popping that up right there. And I did not put any dimensionals right here because I'm going to stick this in. And, oh, I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I was in such a rush. I was having technical difficulties. So we're just going to glue this part down of the leaves and leave that top part for now. I may put some dimensionals underneath it. We're just going to see here. I think that's going to go about like that. Do I want that flat? I think I do. Okay. And that's up on a dimensional, so that's good. And then we'll either do this on the inside or the outside of that wreath. I think we'll tuck it in like we did this. All right, do this little end here. I'm just hooking that into the little nooks and crannies there. But I loved how this repeated the colors that are in this wreath. And then we've also got the Just Because that I've cut out from that Thoughtful Moments set. And thought I had a little long one of these cut out already, but maybe this will work here. We're just going to use the side of my little mini Stampin' Dimensionals. We're just going to cut a little strip from that. And please, if you have any questions, just ask. I will try to look up at the comments every once in a while and see what you want to know. Happy to share. All right, we're going to take this across here. Oops, kind of dropped that. I kind of want it going a little bit outside the wreath and then coming in just so it kind of leads your eye. When you read the sentiment, it goes right into these leaves, which take you around the curve so that you're kind of focused on your focal point. How about that? Instead of your eye leaving and going out to the next thing. All right. So we're going to take the Wink of Stella and just, woo, this is a juicy one. Must have just squeezed it yesterday and closed up the top, but you just barely, lightly. I would practice on some of these, do a few of these cutouts before you do your first card so that you can kind of see how light of a hand you need to use to just get these, just the top of the letters going. And I think we need a little more down here. In fact, we're probably going to double stack that one because this one is double stacked on that end. So I'm going to double stack a mini right here, meaning one on top of the other. If y'all can kind of see what I'm doing here below. And let's see if that evens that out a little more. Yep. See how that fills in? Now we'll add a little Wink of Stella to our leaves and to our little blooms here. Whatever kind of flower that might happen to be. I don't know. I'm not an expert on that. And I think I'm going to stick a mini. Do I want to double stack that? Not really, but I kind of want that to stand out from. Oops, I've kind of got that glued already. I'm going to put one right there underneath that leaf. So that's popping up. And I may go ahead and do it here too. You can leave them freestanding or you can pop that up, whatever makes you happy. Okay, then we're going to do the inside. And always check if you've got a little strip like this that you're going to put on the inside to bring the outside in. Make sure that's lined up before you glue. and that sure looks pretty close. This is 3/4 inch by 4. This is 4 by 5 1/4 on the basic white. And this is just from that designer series paper that came from the kit. Came from the Frames and Flowers. Let's see, which side do I like the most? Sometimes you can tell how you cut your paper. Our Stampin' Up cardstock is just as good on one side as the other, but sometimes when you cut it, the blade kind of shows a little bit rougher one way than the other. I'm going to put my little silicone mat so I don't get glue all over my work surface here. Try to get that even border all the way around. And glue this on the side. And we're cooking with gas here. That is our card 1. I usually leave about 1/4 inch border. I just like that rather than putting it on the end, but you can do it however you want. It's your card. You create it your way. So there's our card 1. Yay. Do y'all like it? Let me know in the comments. Okay, we're ready for another one. Let's try this one. Okay, this one is soft seafoam for the card base. And that is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So a half sheet. And then we're going to use our bone folder, get this burnished really well. Okay, then we've got our piece of, let's see, I'm going to do this over that. Or am I doing this over this? I'm doing that over that. Okay, I'm going to put this in the left-hand corner. And this piece is 2, I think. Yeah, 2 by 5 1/4. Yes, 2 by 5 1/4. And again, use your liquid glue, use your Stampin' Seal, whatever you like best. Whatever works for you. And I'm going to stick that over on the edge right where I've got an even border here. And then I'm going to take this, and that's just going to kind of be, I might want to make this smaller. We'll see. Let me just lay this out. We're going to audition our pieces here. Let's see what we think. My plan was to do something like this with that behind, and then do the love you, and then maybe do, oh, I forgot to add some linen thread to that last one. We might want to go back and do that. Do we want to make this a little bit smaller? What do y'all think? I think I'm going to shave just a little bit off of it, at least top and bottom. We'll try that, and then I'll measure it for you. And no, Stampin' Up doesn't have this trimmer anymore, which they did, but they don't. But I sure do enjoy mine. It's nice and handy for doing stuff like this, for sure. Okay, let's see if we like that size better. Okay. Dang, I'm not sure that I do now that I've done it, but it's a little late. That's okay. I shouldn't have cut it off the side. But I don't have another piece right here, so that works. Sorry about that. My camera's in a different spot, I guess. Okay, here we go. And you could put some texture on this if you want. That would be great. I'm just trying to get all these, because if y'all are going to make 30 cards out of that kit, it's going to take you either all day or maybe 2 full afternoons if you want to do it over a weekend or something to get them all made. So I'm going to leave that where that's even. So this is a little bit smaller border. That's a little bit larger. And we're going to take this. And I think I'm going to go ahead and put this flat see if I want that over. Maybe I do. Maybe I kind of like that over that edge. Okay, I'm going to put this flat. Y'all don't usually see me make such simple cards, but they really are pretty. Just that DSP itself, the specialty DSP, is so gorgeous. Whether it's just the little die cut or the paper itself, they're all pretty. Okay. And with that kit, if you decide to get the kit from me, I will cut like all of these die cut pieces. I'll cut all those out, all of these out for you, stick them in an envelope with your parts and pieces to put them together. Or if y'all just want to order just the, and that will come with the project sheet that gives you all the measurements and all that. In case you wanted to do more than one, you could. Go up a little more. So you want to hide all those little, all that stitch shape part. I kind of wanted this to come over just a little and that to come over just a little. And then we're going to do the love you, and I'm going to do like a double bow with the linen thread. I'm going to see if we want to do it like that. Do y'all like it like that separately? Like with the bow on the arc or bow? Or do you like it? I think not hearing anything, so I think I'm going to keep it like that. Pop this up right here. And of course you could send this to, this could be love you, could go for friends, could go for your spouse. This I think could definitely be male or female card. It's not all foo-foo. We're going to take our wink of Stella like we did on the last one and lightly, lightly, lightly go just over the raised area of the letters. And again, if y'all have any questions, be sure and ask. I'm happy to help. And if y'all need to place an order for this or anything else, tomorrow is the day to do it. Free shipping on orders of $75 or more. Isn't that great? Okay. We're going to, that's just about right. I'm going to go ahead and use that one. And we'll stick this on. We're going to take your embellishment, or in this case, it's a bow. It's almost always easier to take that to the glue dot rather than vice versa. If that makes sense. I think we're going to slant it kind of this way. Put it on a branch. No. Okay. Nope. There we go. We'll just do it like that. And then if you want to add some embellishments, you certainly could. I think it's really pretty like it is, but I didn't try to do full embellishments on all the cards because they do have different colorways for several of the cards are really different. So I just thought I would let everybody, if you decide to do the kit, you can just make your choice of what embellishments you have at home, besides the linen thread, which will come in the kit. Okay, and I'm going to leave about 1/4 inch or so. This is a little bit longer than the cardstock, so if you'll just flip it over, trim from the back, and put your scissors right up against that edge, that's usually does it, takes care of it. And then I would, of course, stamp before you put it inside your card normally, but we are rushing today, so I don't take too much of your time with the simple cards, and then y'all use whatever greetings you want that you have at home to make this work. There's our second card. What do you think of that? You like it? Hope so. They were a lot of fun to make. Okay, we've got, let's see what we're doing with this one. Okay, this is a horizontal gatefold, and it started off 4 1/4 by 11, and it's scored at, I believe it's 2 3/4. Let us check. Yes, 2 3/4 in from each end. 2 3/4 this way, 2 3/4 that way. So that leaves your full 5 1/2 panel like normal. So that will fit in a regular, beautiful, medium white envelope from Stampin' Up. That helps you keep that flat when you really use your bone folder and get it good and burnished. Okay, let's move this. We're going to put that on the left-hand side. And this is another of the Designer Series papers. We've used the other two in the different cards that I've done already. Okay, and we're going to leave this an even border all the way around. Then I'm going to flip it and use the reverse side on the right. Same thing, even border all the way around. And these are 2 1/2. 2 1/2 by 4. We can show you the 4, but it's 4. 2 1/2 by 4. Both of these are. Okay. Then we've got the largest of the Stylish Shapes dies. This is the big one. Circle. And we're going to play with this. I'm going to put that on the edge of that. And then I think I had this kind of curled around here. And then we're going to have the Thinking of You right here with a little bow, some sort. Kind of a little bit more this way, I think. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and attach this. Oh, and I learned a trick from, hang on, I have to have a sip. Sip of water. Okay, I learned a trick from Rachel Tessman that I think is just awesome that I have not tried. Usually I would try to put my hand where I don't want the glue, but it's easier to do it this way. Like I don't want the glue right here. I'm going to line that up. See how I lined that circle up on the side there? I lined the Post-it note up, stuck it to the back of this. Okay, now I know that I can glue this whole side or put dimensionals there. Do I want dimensionals? Or do I want to pop this up? I think I want to dimensional this, which means kind of on the inside of it. Probably should spread that out just a tad more. Let's do that. Well, this could be the whole thing, couldn't it? Sorry, I was thinking it just needed to be on the edge, but yeah, probably be better. I was doing it right. Talked myself out of it. So mostly along that left edge there. You just don't want it hanging over. Like that one just almost did. We'll try to move that over. Okay. And I'm going to attach this to the circle. That's sticking out a little. I don't think that'll be a problem. We might want to move it down just a tad if it will let us. Yes, it will. Okay. See if that's better. Yeah. Now that's inside. Am I going to double stack? Okay. I'm going to put dimensional here, here, trying not to double stack it right on top of there. So we'll just go right about there. Okay, then I'm going to line this back up where I've got the straight edge of the little Post-it note on those straight edges, so I know that's where I want it. And then you just take that off. How about that? And then you don't have glue where you don't want it. Isn't that great? Fun little tip. Okay, then I think we're going to bring those around that way. So I'm just going to glue the end of these with some liquid glue. Leave the top parts free. Okay. So the card will open like that. Okay. Then we're going to do our little thinking of you in here. And believe it or not, this is petal pink. That's what color this right here is. So always on your designer series paper, whatever colors are in that particular piece is what you want to use for your focal point for the card. And not just some other random color that happens to be on another piece of paper in the same pack. In my humble opinion. I'm not so humble sometimes, but nevertheless. Okay, again, if at home I would stamp on this first, but today I'm just going to, we just want to complete the cards so that y'all get an idea of whether or not you want to order this kit with everything all put together and ready for you to make all 30 cards, or if you just want to order the frames and flowers for 10 bucks and figure out all the cardstock and everything else with it yourself, which you can certainly do. But there's only one die cut in the whole set that is a duplicate. So you can make 2 cards the same with that die cut, but everything else is different. So to me, I thought it was a lot of fun to get to create this many different ones, different cards. So I tried to use a few different folds, different fun folds, but they're not difficult folds overall, so that you can make them quickly without being overwhelmed. You can get them done in a weekend if you really work at it. Okay, we'll do our thinking of you. I'm going to put that over that. Nope. Nope. Okay, not quite straight. And if when you're playing with stuff like that, if you don't stick your dimensionals all the way down, a lot of times you can move them for a little bit. Okay, now that I know that's where I want it, we're good to go. We're going to do our little Wink of Stella trick once again. Lightly touching the tops of the embossed raised letters. But just think of what you would spend if you went to the store and bought cards that wouldn't be nearly as pretty or mean as much to the person that you're sending it to, because they're not handmade. Can you imagine being able to make 30 cards for 50 bucks and still have 10 envelopes left over and probably some linen thread? I don't know how much of that you'll have left. I am just using it and tying bows, and I'm thinking that a whole roll should be enough. Okay, and I was in a hurry trying to get this done yesterday, and when I was working on videos, so I didn't wait to find the end of my linen thread, so it's kind of, my roll's kind of messy. But I'm kind of a messy crafter, so there you have it. I admit it. I'm a messy crafter. Are y'all? Are you messy crafters or are you neat crafters? Oops, we got to cut that apart. Those are my nice ribbon scissors. I wish that Stampin' Up still sold those too. Those are great scissors. But it is best, if you're a crafter, you know how important it is to set aside one pair of scissors for cutting paper and a different one for cutting ribbon or fabric. I just think this linen thread just adds just the right touch. I think I'll just put it right down there. That covers up too much. There we go. Okay. Once again, to our glue dot. Stick that knot on there, pull that off. And then if you get a little bit of excess glue dot, just poke it under with your little pokey tool, your take your pick tool, and there you have it. Whoop! Missed my caddy there. Okay. Now on the inside, to dress this up, instead of just putting on the white, I'm going to put in these 2 strips from the designer series paper. And do y'all think I should put them this way or this way? I think I'm going to do it opposite, unless y'all tell me otherwise. You could put that in the center, or you can put it on the edges, or you can put it in here if you wanted. Whatever you want to do. It's your card. You create it your way. I think I'm going with that. Anybody have any questions? Let me know. Okay. And then if you've ever thought about being a demonstrator, or you love getting a bargain and a deal, now is the time. We have a join special with Stampin' Up right now that is going through May 31st, where you can get all of the new in colors, 5 new in colors. You get ink pads of each one. You get a Stampin' Right marker of each one. You get some designer series paper with each color on it, a whole pack of that. And then you get the stamp pads themselves, the 5 stamp pads. So it's an awesome deal. See how pretty that is? Isn't that neat? A nice little fold, and that could be for any occasion. That could be for sympathy or get well or anything. Just thinking of you. Wouldn't you want somebody to send you a handmade card that says thinking of you? Awesome. Okay, that's our card number 3. We're moving along. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit different take on this one. You know, I'm going to go, let me show you. I'm going to go back and fix that other, the previous card, and add a bow to it really quickly while y'all check these specials out. You can see the new in colors there that I was referring to earlier. They're on the left. And then the free shipping, any order of $75 or more tomorrow only is going to get free shipping. Yay. So if y'all are interested in joining my team, it doesn't matter anywhere you are in the US. You could be on my team if you like my style and you would like to be a part of our paper crafting community. We have a lot of fun in we do some team activities, and we do a lot of classes here in the Lubbock area that are in person. And then we also do some online and class to go kits. I just try to do a lot of different things for different skill levels. So I would love, this is the best way to get those products, is with that starter kit, because you are getting $82 worth of new in color products for free, in addition to the normal $26 worth that you normally get with a kit. When you pay $99 for your starter kit, you get $125 worth of product that you get to choose. It's not chosen for you, like a lot of people think. Okay, I went back to this first card because I forgot to put our linen thread bow on there. Now I'm going to finish that up. So if y'all have any questions about being a team member, you don't have to do it for a business. You can just do it for the discount. That's everybody on my team so far, and I've got about 10 on my team. I've had a couple sign up just since this special deal was going on, which is fun. And you can just do it to get the discount. Okay, there's our thread on that one. Now we're ready for our card number 4. Let's see how we're doing on time. Oh, we're doing great. Okay, we might even be able to do 5. How awesome that would be. Okay, this one is like a little folder made from the designer series paper, and it is, I believe, 9 inches, 8 inches, 8 inches. So I made each panel 4 inches. Okay, so this is 8, scored at 4. And then you take, and that is just because I was conserving. I only had one piece of each paper. So I wanted to be able to do something with a 4-inch strip. And that's why I chose 8. You could go all the way up to 4 1/4, which would make this whole piece 8 1/2. You could do that if you wanted to. But this is just a better use of the designer series paper since it's 12 by 12. So, and who knows, you know, nobody's going to notice that you're 1/4 inch shorter than you could be with that card base. All right, all I did was take a ruler and mark this at 1 3/4 inches. And you could do it 2 if you want more of your corner to show. You could do it at 2. You could do it wherever you want. But I did that at 1 3/4. And then I lined it up in the trimmer. Let me see if I've got that here where I could show you where the score blade goes. Okay. Can I get this way? Let's stick that under there. Okay, so I lined it up where the 1 3/4 inch mark and the corner of that are lined up in the track. And I should have made sure I didn't have my blade up there. And then you just score it. There's your score. And that's all there is to that. Easy peasy. And there's no right or wrong way to do it. Like I said, you can make it a different distance down. Now I've lost my bone folder somehow while we're sitting here. Y'all saw me use it. Have I gotten up? No. Have I moved? No. Is it here anymore? No. Here we go. Found it. Okay. Sounds like Susan Campfield, huh? If y'all watch her channel. So you'll just use your little bone folder and be more gentle with the designer series paper than you are with the cardstock, because it will tear. It can tear. So you don't want to be as rough with it. And it will still lay flat anyway. Okay. Now, our just because. Goodness gracious, Kelly. Getting a little wild here. I dumped that out. I didn't mean to put that up again. Sorry. Now I've lost the just because. Here we go. Now it was under the bone folder. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Okay, and I've got a piece of basic white for the inside that is 3 1/2 by 5. You could do this a different size also. And you could make this a double card. If you had several things you wanted to do, you could make that a double that folds. But I just wanted to just have that little on the inside. And then I'm going to put this here strategically where I like how it looks up here, but yet it still makes sense on the inside to do it that way. So I'm just going to kind of play with that and see how we like it. I'm going to go ahead. If you're going to stamp a greeting again, I would stamp it first, but I'm going to go ahead and glue it. Glue that down. And then you could always add something up here, but it would show like on the back here. You would have that, but that's not bad. So why don't we do that? We'll take one of these. This is done punched with the bow punch. I happen to have one of those right here handy. So let's just do that. If we do that, we could do that like that. We could do it up here. We can do it however we want. But I think I kind of like that lining, that whole deal there. And then that kind of makes a nice corner on the inside. Okay. Do we think we need this little guy? Or would we need multiples? We might just leave it simple. Let's just leave it. Leave it. We'll do that with the little linen thread bow. Oops. Now I'm tangled up. I am dry as a bone. I'm fixing to have to have a little more water here. And about 9 inches, and then double it is what works for me. Y'all could probably do with a little less, but it's less of a struggle this way to tie your bows, I think. And you could try to wrap it around that if you wanted. Lots and lots of options. And we've got a gorgeous petal pink ribbon that would be pretty. If y'all have that from the new catalog, or if you've got some in your stash to finish these off and you want a little bit more color, you can, as long as it's a coordinating color in the paper, it will look coherent with the rest of your design. I hate to cut that off, but I don't want to retie the bow, so there you have it. We'll get those a little more even. Okay, we're going to pop this up. Let's do the little skinny thing again. Not sure that that's quite skinny enough, but we shall try it and see. Let's see. Yeah, that's the bottom. See if that's going to show. No, I think we're good to go. Okay, and you could glue this down, but I kind of like that it's open a little bit. And you could, in fact, I think I will. I think I'm going to take that back off right there so that that part's up. I should have thought of that earlier. But it wasn't too late. I'm just going to attach just the because part over here. Oop, got a little too much for that. See if we can get that straight. I don't know. Maybe we do need to, because that's pretty flimsy. So I'm going to take it back. We're going to go ahead and attach it. Nice thought, but didn't really work that way. And I peeled off some of the paper so it was thinner than it should have been. It's not quite sturdy enough for me. Kelly. Okay, we're going to have to cut that tip of that off. Made this a little more difficult than it should have been here. Not paying attention. If you use your foam adhesive strips that are just a strip and don't have that little mountaintop, that's a lot better. You got it right there where the U comes down. Okay. All set. Now we can try to get this straight. Just because. Okay, let me get back to my comments. Nope, not missing anything right now. And even after if you're watching the replay, if you want to leave a comment, I try to check back on them. Or you can always email me if you have a question. That needs to be longer. We're going to save that for something else. I think. Let's try. See if I can get this back up. Let's see if we might want a little nest on here instead. If we're still doing okay on time. We did like We still have a few minutes, right, to be under an hour. That's probably too much. Let's do 3 fingers instead. We can just spread this out. Stick the just because. What do y'all think of that? Do you like the little bit of messy instead of a bow on this one? I'll let you think about it a second, and I will go ahead and use my Wink of Stella. I think that's kind of neat, kind of something different instead of just bow, bow, bow on all of them. Does that just because I cannot seem to get that visually straight. Let's have a sip of water. Shiny, shiny. Let's make this shimmer. Love us some Wink of Stella. And sometimes this does get back ordered. I'm not sure if this is back in stock or not, but it will be soon if it's not now. The Wink of Stella, if y'all, you should always have an extra Wink of Stella, in my opinion. I have several in my stash because you just got to have it sometimes. All right, then I'm going to wink these a little bit on the inside. Yay! And I think, did I start it? Can't remember what time I started. Was it 10 till? Okay, what do y'all think of that? I don't think of it very often, using a designer series paper as the front of the card like this, but this is going to make it stiff enough and sturdy enough, gluing the white piece to the back. I think that's pretty. And then if you wanted to sprinkle some embellishments, you could. And okay. Alrighty. I guess we're going to stick with 4. Since that's what I've been doing. We'll just see what you think. Which one's your favorite? Y'all let me know in the comments. What do you think of those? See if I can get them where you can see them all. Just because. Thinking of you. Love you. Aren't those pretty? Petal pink with pretty peacock. Who would have ever put that together? I wouldn't have, but it's in this paper and it looks coherent the way this is, the way that is. And it has old olive in there, granny apple green, lots of greens. And this is Lost Lagoon. In case I didn't tell you, the pretty peacock background, Lost Lagoon, petal pink. This one is soft sea foam, pretty peacock, granny apple green, and more of the soft sea foam. And then this is just the DSP and pretty peacock. And you could just as easily do petal pink on that if you wanted. Like you could turn that into a birthday card and have celebrate. Isn't that pretty? You could do that too. In fact, I like that almost better. What do y'all think? Do y'all like that? Isn't that cute? See, it's so flexible. I just cut out a whole bunch of coordinating colors. I cut out a sheet of each one and then just played with it on my card layout. And obviously I didn't play enough on that one. I really like that. Celebrate. That really pops out, doesn't it? I think I'm going to change that. After all that fussing with the just because. Because why? We have a brain. We can change our minds. Let's just do that. We have a couple of extra minutes. If y'all have any questions, let me know. And I'm going to just add some little ones in here. And then we need a little bit, just a little bitty bit of a side piece to go on this C. And I'll go ahead and cut some more of these a little bit. These are those foam adhesive strips that I was talking about. that are very handy to have a pack. And a pack of these will last you a while because you don't need them that often. And you can just like take one long strip out and use it, or you can do what I did and just trim a little bit. Kind of a lot of different ways to use these. But I'm going to have that C sturdy. And then I probably should, since this isn't solid all the way across, I'm going to go ahead and stick some seal underneath where the ribbon's going to go. Make sure all that's kind of stuck down. Okay, see how I just stuck that onto the seal? And now I'm going to reinforce that. Whoops. With this. Oh, yeah, I'm going to do the same thing. Celebrate. Oh, you did not want to hear me sing. I can't go into that song. I'm sure that y'all are all hearing in your head too, the Celebrate. Is that Three Dog Night? Or who did that? Oh my gosh. Dance to the music. Celebrate. I don't know about y'all if you know what song that is, but now that's going to be stuck in my head for a while. See how much that brings that pink out? Isn't that pretty? I like that. Hope y'all do too. Okay, there are our 4 cards. Thank you for tuning in. And if you need any products, be sure and let me know. And the supplies are listed below. Thanks again. I will do some more videos this afternoon with some more groups of 4. So please tune in and share with your crafty friends. Thanks. Fun times ahead. Bye-bye.